morning, good morning. It is Wednesday morning, 8:30 in the morning. I've dropped my kids off to school. It is a chilly minus 12 degrees here. It is cold. It is extremely cold. I'm just waiting for my shop to warm up. I forgot to turn my heater on last night, so I'm just warming everything up, trying to get ready to get on with my day. I'm here a little earlier than I normally am. I usually spend the mornings doing paperwork, and yeah, today I just figured I'd come in and jump right in it. But I thought I would say hello and do a YouTube live, say good morning to everybody, and just see where everybody's tuning in from. From the UK. Hi, Simon. Love that. Alberta, I can imagine it's very cold in Alberta right now. Just watching all the weather reports and news stuff, it just doesn't look good. Kelowna, it's warmer in Kelowna than it is here. Lucky you. It's, yeah, minus 12 this morning. It's so sunshiny, which, you know, when I'm inside and it's warm and it's sunny out, I love it. But as soon as you go outside, it kind of catches you off guard a little bit. Yeah, I can imagine it's not a lot warmer in Kelowna. From Texas. Hey, Paul from Texas. I can imagine the weather's nice there for you right now. Saskatchewan, cold for you right now. Just everybody from everywhere is out on here. Well, I wanted to drop in. I wanted to say hi. I have been putting in a lot of work into my YouTube. This is still a fairly new platform for me, so I have lots of learning to do. I'm trying to dial in my videos. You know what, guys? I do all my own editing and all my own videoing. So I know that they're not, you know, the best videos, the best quality, all that stuff. And so I love when people reach out and suggest ways to do things, suggest things that they want to see. Again, it's all new for me. So any suggestions that I get out there is great. I've, for the last 9 years, done most of my social media on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and stuff like that, which is fun, but YouTube is just a completely different platform. So being able to show up for doing some how-to videos, having chats just about different tools and stuff that I like to use, I'm really enjoying the process of that. I really love sharing my space in the workshop in a more in-depth space. I do a lot of hyperlapse videos and stuff for my YouTube, for my Instagram and my Facebook. And those are fun, but it is neat to do the whole process. And the last video that I just did, I tried to talk through the whole thing. And, you know, I really do realize how much work it is to talk through the videos, especially when sometimes I just put my head down and I work and I'm not really paying attention. But somebody had a funny comment on one of the videos that I did. Said, hey, love watching what you're doing, but it would be nice if you explained it a little more and felt like I wasn't watching in on your security camera in your shop. So that was a funny comment. So that made me realize I definitely need to share a little bit more of what it is that I'm doing. Thanks, Simon. I'm so excited for this collaboration with Mike and Blair. So really what it came down to was that I was looking for a truck. I knew exactly what I wanted. And, you know, I've worked with on Rust Valley Restores for the last 3 seasons kind of thing. I've worked with James at Dubs Customs. And so I've done a lot of dealings with Mike and Avery. And so I had called both of them and said, I want to do a build for me. What do you guys got? And I didn't expect any of it to be filmed or anything like that. I was just going to do it for my own stuff. And then he had the truck that I was looking for, which is very exciting. And then when I started talking to Blair, and I started talking about, oh, that would be so cool if I could extend it. But I've not done that. I've done a lot of work on cars, never by myself, always with kind of a team of people. So I still have lots of learning to do. You know, I've been a fabricator for a long time, but I know that when it comes to cars, there's just a lot to learn. So it's exciting for me to be doing my very first project of my own. So what we're doing is I'm doing the cab. So I have the cab that I have, and then I bought another cab. And so we're going to be combining those 2 cabs into one to make a big truck. And I like big trucks. And so for me, we're gonna extend it. I'm on the hunt for a chassis right now. I want to get, early 2000s Chevy, 1-ton dually. I would like to have a diesel, like the 6.6 diesel motor would be great for what I want. I want to keep everything Chevy. I know Cummins would be better, cheaper on parts, all those kinds of things, but I'm just kind of have it stuck in my head of what it is that I want to do. And, it's not going to make sense to everybody. People are going to disagree. People are going to hate that I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's okay because it's not their build, it's mine. So that's going to be fun. But once the cab is done at Russ Bros, then I will bring it to my shop, which is here, and I will put the cab on the new chassis. So, and then I'll build a flat deck for it. I would like to build a proper box for it, and Blair had offered to help me with that too, but I have it in my head that I really want this kind of ready for Hot Night in the City here in Kamloops in August. And I know that's a little ahead of it for me, and I'm kind of jumping the gun a little bit, but I think that we can do the extension because I'm going to be able to spend weekends at Russ Bros. And the thing is Blair isn't doing it. Blair's helping me do it, and so he's going to kind of teach me the master of his craft. He's teaching me, a lot of different things and a lot of tools that I don't have in my shop. I don't do a ton of automotive. I do mainly, decorative. I do hand railing. I do custom home stuff, tables. I do like headache racks and roll cages and whatever needs to be built, I'll build. But when it comes to the full body work of a truck, I've done lots of work with James, and then the work that I've done on Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge, I got to learn from some pretty cool people there. Paul Bacon, if you guys don't follow Paul Bacon yet, you need to follow Paul Bacon. What is it? I think it's just Paul Bacon's something on YouTube. So go follow him because he's awesome. He does some really cool stuff. But I got to work with him in England for Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge, and that was really cool. He's just like rat rod, kind of like crazy ideas, but I love the way he works, and so it was neat to kind of dive into his brain for a little bit too. Trying to catch up on some of these questions. Hello in Scotland and Virginia. Love it. Love where everybody's coming in from. Big John, you've been filming a ton of videos with your wife working and building stuff. That's so cool. Definitely get it on YouTube. I think this is just such a space for creative people to share what they love, and you can share it in a form where people get to follow the journey, follow what it is that you're doing. And I think it's so cool when people, couples get to work together. I get to work with my partner. He's going to be here tomorrow. So the Scout build is actually going to be with him. He lives in the UK. He lives in England. And so he's coming over here tomorrow. Him and I are going to be doing the Scout Terra together. He's currently doing a BMW engine swap in England. And so I was over helping him with that. And then, he'll be coming here, and we're going to get started on the Scout Terra. So, juggling through jobs and projects and things, and it's so much fun. It can be a little overwhelming at times. Hello in Detroit, Clint. How you doing? But yeah, it does get busy, but I love it. I love being busy. My brain it never ever stops of all the things that I want to be building and doing and creating. And my kids are super supportive. They come into the shop with me. They'll help me. They understand my craziness of coming home with 3 trucks when I went to buy one. Hey, from Kamloops. You're in Kamloops. She's probably next door from me. More UK, love it. Definitely videoing the Scout build. There's lots that's going to happen with that one. That Scout build is mainly going to be posted onto a different channel, which is the Love of the Build, which you can find it on here as well. But that's going to be, so my partner and I will be building the Scout together. And so the love of the build is him and I with all of our builds and all of the things that we get to do together, and just kind of our crazy life of, long distance relationship and all that kind of stuff. And trying to maneuver building cool stuff together when you live across the world. So follow that page. Follow him, Sam Brackley. He's on here. Haha, shout out to Duche Welding. That's so funny. Fort Nelson, Duche Welding. I worked for that company way up north for a few years. And yes, I played on the softball team. So shout out right back at you, Justin. That's awesome. Love to see people on here that I've known for many, many years. In my career of being a welder, which is, to age myself once again, almost 25 years. I have worked just in many different places with many different people, done many different things, and yes, we did have a good team. I mean, I'm no pro softball player, but I can sure swing a bat and drink a beer. So that's where I did well. Hey in Sorrento, love that. Lots of locals on here, which I love to see. It's on such a huge, massive platform to see people that are local, tuning in, saying hi, leaving comments. I just absolutely love the support around here. It's pretty cool. Big John, my dad had an old Scout years ago. One of the only memories I have of him was in a baby blue Scout playing in the snow. Oh, that's so cool. That's a good memory. It's amazing how much vehicles can trigger memories for people. As funny as it is, the one funny one of mine was my dad used to have a big brown van, and there's 4 of us kids in my family, and so they wanted to have a van. And so they had this big, massive brown, I don't know if it was an Econoline, I can't remember, it was so many years ago, but we called it the Big Brown Cow. And so that was my memory of this big brown Econoline van that squished many fingers in the sliding doors, many arms. Oh, the memories, the things we remember. Hey, thanks, John. But yeah, I'm so excited. I have lots of really fun stuff coming up. I've been posting about this studio bench that I'm building. And again, go easy on me with my videos. I'm still learning. I'm still new to the YouTube game, so I'm doing my best. And editing takes such a long time. So, I get home from work, I make my kids dinner, I tuck them in, and then I do all my editing in the evenings. And it's just like, I just want to shut down most of the time. So I'm reaching out to somebody. They're going to help me with some of my editing, maybe make it a little better, show me how to do things a little better. I'm always here to learn, right? Simon, how did you get into resto fabrication when it's mainly male dominant? Well, funny is because I was, I started welding in high school, and that's, I stood in front of my whole entire town at 16 years old and said, I'm going to be a welder when I grow up. And sure enough, I went right out of high school into college. I was a journeyman at 21, and then I've just only worked in the trade since. And then I had babies, and so I was a stay-at-home mom for a little while, and then that's when I started my business, Country Custom Fabricating, and I just needed to keep that creative side. So when my kids were napping, I would go out into the shop and build funky things out of old horseshoes. I lived on the ranch, a ranch at that time, so lots of scrap steel that I was just kind of playing around and just creating these beautiful things out of just piles of garbage, piles of junk to some people, and that kind of sparked that creativity back in me when I was, a stay-at-home mom. And then, life happens. I had to go back and get a job, and I was working in construction. I worked at road construction repair and such. And then I had James West from Dubs Customs. He knew that I was kind of looking around for work and that I was running my business and kind of doing a bit of everything. And then he had called me and asked me if I wanted to give him a help, or if I could give him a hand on some of the builds he had for the season, if I wanted to work with him. And I was like, yes, I do. I had done, some car stuff in high school and in like my earlier years, but then it was just basically work or, my business stuff. So yeah, I got into the whole car thing with James, and it was some new tools that I had never learned to use. Again, I always love learning. I'm always up for, there's going to be people better than me everywhere in the world, and I want to hang out with those people because those people are going to help me learn. And James is an incredible fabricator. He is just unbelievable at what he does. So I feel so grateful that I got to spend that time with him, and he got to teach me a lot about the car fabrication side of things. And then I loved it. And then I was just like, I in my high school days, building trucks, fixing old trucks, but to do it to the level that they do on Rust Valley Restorers was just something else for me. Like, it triggered something else in me. And I loved it. It was a blast. And, there was only so much work with him. And, as years kind of went by, I decided to just solely run my business. I would work with James when he needed a hand. But yeah, for the last, how many years would it have been? For the last 6 years I've solely run my business. And then, kind of worked with James on the side and doing the Rust Valley stuff. And then last year I had got asked to be part of the Hot Wheels Ultimate Challenge. So again, surrounding myself with people who are just incredible builders, incredible in their craft in each different area. And so just getting to learn from these other people, it was so amazing. So blah, blah, blah. I'm a babbler. There's me babbling. Hello in New Brunswick. I was trying so hard to go to Toronto with the guys. And I was like, just let me come with you guys. Just let me go with you guys. I'll drive. I can drive in the snow, whatever you need. And then it just didn't seem to work out. So that's fine. There's always going to be other ones. There's one in Vancouver. That's going to be, I think it's over spring break. I'm not sure, but if the guys are going to that, I will make them take me, or I'll just show up anyways. But yeah, I think it's mid-March. Not sure. I'll have to check. And thank you, Shannon. I love your 60-year-old female just learning to weld. That is amazing. This is what I love. This is what I'm here for. Is just like people, coming out of their shell and just being like, yeah, I want to give it a go. I want to give it a try, and just diving in and doing it. I think that's just so amazing. So good for you for doing that, Shannon. I'm proud of you. You got this. Simon, I was in Manchester. I was working in Manchester for 2.5 months. And it was so crazy because it's just this little Canadian girl, never traveled anywhere. And I was the only Canadian on the whole production, like the whole show. So people really like to make fun of me, my accent, even though I was the only one there that didn't have an accent. Hello, Michael in Germany. You're a welder too. Love it. Sitting in the Stars. Shout out to Sitting in the Stars because he asked for it. Twickenham. I have not been to Twickenham, but do you know how much I love the fun, or it's probably Twickenham or something. I say things, Nottingham, Edinburgh. I got made fun of a lot for how I said all of the names of the places in the UK. And you know what? I'm just going to keep saying them the way I say them. Ibiza. Apparently everybody calls it Ibiza or Ibiza. It was fun. It was so much fun just learning the different cultures of the different people. I really am hoping that they do another season. That would be just so incredible. Yes, I have been to the UK, and it's lovely. But yes, you guys, I just appreciate everybody tuning into my channel, giving me a chance. Like I said, I'm really working hard at growing my business, growing my YouTube channel, being able to share a lot of the really cool, fun, upcoming projects I have. It is a lot of work to, do the work and post it as well. But I love it. I love sharing my creativity, the one gal here said she's 60 years old and just is learning to weld. So, you hope that you can, inspire just the littlest percentage of people and maybe just push them to do what they love. Like, I love what I do. I love every part of what I've done over the last 25 years. And I really hope that people get an opportunity to feel like I feel about what they do in their career. And I just feel so lucky that I knew what I wanted to do at such a young age. And I've done, I've worked on a mine, I've worked on oil rigs, I've worked in aluminum fabrication, I've worked in construction, I've worked on old tractors, and I've done the repetitive stuff. So I've done all of the areas of welding. And then, once I got to this space, I was like, okay, how do I want to narrow this into everything that I love and create a business where I get to do what I love, and yet I get to make my kids breakfast every morning. I get to be there to make them dinner every evening. I love the fact that I get to run my business the way that I need to run it in order to, to take care of my children when they need me and be here while they're little. My kids are 10 and almost 13 years old. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I have that freedom in my business, and yet, I can work my ass off for a really long time if I need to make some money for something that I want to do, like build these ridiculous trucks that I want to build. So, it's just such a benefit running your own business. And I'm just so supportive of other people in business, people in trades, all that kind of stuff. Hello, Northern BC. Love it. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. From me, I don't know how to say that. Leicester? Dark vapor. I work with huge live edge epoxy slabs and sawmilling. I love that. I love woodwork. Unfortunately, I don't have it. I have my space, but mixing woodwork and metalwork in the same shop isn't always ideal, especially when you're working with epoxy. I did epoxy once. It wasn't for me. I didn't love the process of it, but I also was in a space that wasn't meant for it. So, yeah, it's a tricky one for sure. But the project that I'm doing right now, it's this studio bench. And so it's for a salon, so a hair salon. So you'll have your mirrors and all the bench stuff, but it's going to be like 120 inches long and 30-inch wide slab. So I'm going to go pick up, from my buddy who lives out in like the middle of nowhere, and he has just like this massive Alaskan sawmill and all these other things. So he has these huge slabs of live edge all the time. So we like to do work for work. So if he needs something built, I'll build something for him in trays for the wood and stuff like that. But then I get to bring it back, and I enjoy doing woodwork. I really do. It's just, I like it when the weather's nice and I can do it outside. So I'm just waiting for this -12 weather to just hit the road. Yes, I have a daughter. Hello in Saskatoon. Thanks for joining in. Hello in Hamilton, Ontario. I just find it so incredible. So many people from just all over the world tuning in to say hi, sharing their mornings with me. So thank you so much for coming on in. But you guys, it is 8:55 here, my time in BC. And I think my heater's warmed up my shop about now. So maybe sometimes when I walk through my shop, my internet cuts out because I don't have internet right in the shop. But I'm going to walk you through my shop right now, you guys. And I'm going to show you what it is that I have going on in here. So let me see if I can switch this around. So this is my truck bay. I've just started renting out this half of the shop because I was only renting out the other half. So this is where my truck project will come in. My landlords for my shop have been amazing. They have little kids who come in here and play. These are my lockers, but look at this, you guys. When my kids come in, this is what they do for me. How incredible are they? Today is a Rachel day. I keep telling me I need to have a Rachel day. And then they've decorated everything. Look at how cute that is. God, my kids are just the cutest. Okay. Ta-da-da! Here it is. It's a little messy right now because I'm mid-project. But this is the studio bench that I'm building. So I got that all switched up from what it originally was. But you guys, I just have some of the coolest tools in here. I get to use my ring roller for this job. This is a Whitney bender, for those of you who don't know. And so I'm actually building a battery box with that Whitney bender for Mike's trailer. Once I get my Scout off of it, it's probably frozen solid to it. Gotta love the freebies that you have friends that are trashing stuff. I got my free flammables cabinet. So this is essentially supposed to be another welding area, but right now it's a things area. And then my scrap steel, my short pieces, junk pieces, and then my full lengths of steel here. Just my mess of clamps, all my tools. If you guys have watched Walkie Tools, then you get to see that. But, so that's this, you guys. That's my shop. So I am going to get to work. I need to finish this thing up, put some time into it and get it all done. My Instagram account is Rachel Bohnet Custom Fabricating. So find me on Instagram too, because I like to post a lot of stories during my day. I like to share a lot of the fun things that go on. Get to see pictures of my puppy. I love him. I'm obsessed with him. And my kids making dinner. They made me dinner last night because I was doing quotes, and so they were so kind and they made me dinner last night. How lovely. Anyways, thanks again, everybody, for coming on in and sharing your morning with me. I'm going to get to work, and I'm going to share the whole process of finishing this up. Hopefully I can get it done today. But hope everybody has a lovely day.